As you know, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is on the way. That means it's time to start wondering who might fill the villainous void left by Dr. Robotnik. Across the first two movies, Jim Carrey's version of Ivo Robotnik stole the spotlight as the main antagonist. In the third film, though, he took a bit of a backseat, sharing screen time with Shadow and Gerald Robotnik. And now, it seems like the franchise might be ready to move on from its signature villain. That opens the door to a whole new range of characters, 12 to be exact, who could take the lead as Sonic's next big foe and push the movie series into exciting, unexplored territory. Because even though 3 movies in, the Sonic films have pulled a lot from the games. They've only skimmed the surface of the rich, wild lore the franchise has to offer. There are so many untapped characters and stories just waiting to be brought to life on screen, which gives Sonic 4 the chance to do something bold. Starting off the list is Mephiles the Dark, a villain from the 2006 Sonic the Hedgehog game. Even though that game didn't land well with fans overall, Mephiles became a standout character. In the game, he's one half of the godlike being Solaris, separated from Iblis during a failed experiment. Once he's unleashed by Eggman and Rouge the Bat, Mephiles begins a chaotic time travel mission to dominate the world. His appearance would definitely raise the stakes after Sonic 3, and if Rouge shows up in Sonic 4, that would complete the setup for Mephiles to make his entrance. Next up is Chaos, one of the most requested villains from Sonic Adventure. Chaos is a water-like creature who originally served as the guardian of the Master Emerald, revered by the Knuckles clan. But when Eggman tried to use him for evil, Chaos went rogue and nearly destroyed everything. Given that the Master Emerald and Chaos Emeralds were already major parts of Sonic 2 and 3, and that Knuckles has already hinted at how dangerous they can be, Chaos feels like a natural next step. There was even a little Chow Easter egg in Sonic 3, possibly teasing his arrival. That said, let's not forget Silver Hedgehog, who also debuted in the 2006 game. He was originally tricked by Mephiles into believing Sonic caused the dystopian future he comes from, leading Silver to travel back in time to eliminate him. Eventually, he realizes the truth and joins the heroes, but not before clashing with Sonic. Silver would fit right in with the story arcs of Knuckles and Shadow, both of whom started out as antagonists before joining Team Sonic. Plus, his inclusion would bring in time travel, something the Sonic games have explored a lot, but the movies haven't really touched yet. Fang the Hunter could also be a fun addition, especially if the filmmakers want to scale things back after all the world-ending drama. Fang is a treasure-hunting mercenary who's mainly in it for profit. He's been known to work for Eggman and go after the Chaos Emeralds, but he's not motivated by grand schemes. He just wants the payday. That kind of character could give Sonic 4 a more lighthearted Indiana Jones-style twist, all while keeping the Chaos Emerald plotline in play. If the team wants to keep things competitive and stylish, they might bring in the Babylon Rogues from Sonic Riders. This trio, Jet the Hawk, Wave the Swallow, and Storm the Albatross, are extreme sports pros and rival racers who bring a different kind of energy to the table. Since Sonic 3 leaned into the team dynamics of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, introducing their villainous counterparts could be a fun way to explore that dynamic further. Each member of Team Sonic has a Babylon counterpart, which would create some cool thematic parallels and action scenes. Black Doom is another candidate with deep ties to Shadow. In the games, Black Doom is an alien warlord and one of the creators of Shadow, having supplied the DNA that helped bring him to life. When he later tries to conquer Earth with his army, Shadow turns on him and fights back. Since Shadow's role in the movies is still uncertain, and there's buzz about a potential spin-off, giving him a prominent role in Sonic 4 alongside Sonic with Black Doom as the villain could be the perfect way to continue Shadow's arc. Then there's the Deadly Six from Sonic Lost World, a quirky and powerful group led by Master Zik and including Zavok, Xena, Zaz, Zomom, and Zor. Eggman once tried to use them for his own ends, but they broke free and became a massive threat. These characters are pretty out there, design-wise, and might seem like a stretch for the current movie universe. But introducing more fantastical, non-human villains would be a welcome shift from the tech-heavy enemies we've seen so far, and fans of the games already love them, which would give the movie some solid built-in hype. If sticking with tech villains is the goal, the Titans from Sonic Frontiers could work well. These giant, ancient mechs come in all sorts of designs and are absolutely massive in scale. They'd be a perfect visual match for a cinematic showdown, especially considering Metal Sonic's appearance in Sonic 3's post-credits scene. Metal Sonic could be revealed as one of the Titans, or maybe the Titans were created using similar tech. Either way, this connection could help tie everything together and build a more cohesive lore across the movies. Infinite, the main villain from Sonic Forces, would also be a cool pick. As leader of the Jackal Squad, he used the powerful Phantom Ruby to help Eggman take over the world. Infinite isn't quite as strong as someone like Mephiles or Chaos, but he's more powerful than Shadow, which makes him a solid mid-level threat. He could raise the stakes without making the movie feel overstuffed or overly dramatic. Plus, he's visually striking and brings a different kind of vibe to the table. Of course, if the series is looking to continue the Robotnik legacy without keeping Ivo around, Eggman Niga is the perfect replacement. He's a descendant of Robotnik from the far future, and is a much more competent, dangerous version. He has all of Ivo's genius, but none of the comic clumsiness. There's even a theory that the Metal Sonic army from Sonic 3's post-credits scene came from the future, which could line up perfectly with Niga's arrival. He'd bring a fresh spin to the villain role while keeping that iconic Eggman essence. One character we know will be important going forward is Metal Sonic, but rather than keeping him in his basic form, it might be time to let him evolve into Neo Metal Sonic, his ultimate transformation from Sonic Heroes. In that form, he absorbs data from Sonic, Shadow, and the others, even copying Chaos's power to become a massive dragon-like creature called Metal Overlord. This version of Metal Sonic would provide the movie with a towering final boss and allow for a faithful adaptation of the Sonic Heroes storyline, something fans would absolutely love. And finally, there's Amy Rose. While she's appeared in countless Sonic games over the years, her role has often been limited to being Sonic's obsessive admirer. Even though she's brave and strong with her iconic hammer, her love for Sonic tends to overshadow her actual contributions. But in Sonic 3's post-credits scene, she saves Sonic, who doesn't even seem to know her, and helps take down Metal Sonic. That small moment hints that the filmmakers are reimagining Amy in a more modern, independent way. Rather than just chasing Sonic around, Amy now seems to have her own mission: stopping the Metal Sonics. This could mark a major shift in how her character is portrayed. If she's developed into a fully independent, capable fighter with her own story arc, she could end up being one of the strongest parts of Sonic 4. That alone would give the movie a lot more emotional depth and a great female lead to balance the cast. While Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is expected to introduce a bunch of exciting new characters and potential villains, one of the most anticipated elements among longtime fans is the possible return of Stardust Speedway. Originally featured in Sonic CD, this neon-soaked futuristic city served as the dramatic setting for Metal Sonic's unforgettable debut battle with Sonic. That high-speed race against Sonic's robotic counterpart, filled with intense visuals and an iconic techno soundtrack, became one of the franchise's most memorable moments. Reimagining this legendary showdown in live action would be more than just fan service. It would be a stunning cinematic set piece. Picture Sonic and Metal Sonic tearing through a glowing metropolis, dodging explosions and racing along gravity-defying tracks. It could rival, or even surpass, Sonic's fight with Shadow in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, especially if paired with a modern remix of the classic Stardust Speedway theme. Beyond this nostalgic nod, Sonic 4 has a wealth of options for fresh storytelling, whether it brings in godlike threats like Mephiles or Chaos, grounded foes like Fang the Hunter, or introduces new tech-based villains and teams. There's a clear effort to expand the franchise's scope. The story could even weave together multiple villains, building toward a major crossover event in Sonic 5. Whatever direction the next film takes, one thing's for sure: the Sonic movie universe is growing fast, and between returning characters, epic battles, and deep lore from the games, the future looks thrilling. Whether through new faces or iconic showdowns, Sonic 4 has all the pieces to become a standout chapter in the series. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.